Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving deep into the ticker that defines the meme stock era. We're cutting through the noise and the social media frenzy to give you the objective truth on AMC stock. We'll conduct a surgical technical analysis dissecting the key support levels and price targets to reveal what the stock is telling us about a potential short squeeze. Whether you're a long-term holder or a day trader, you definitely don't want to miss out. So let's get right on into it. First of all, before we start off, I would like to thank every single one of our supporters for the outstanding performance on our last video, which has garnered more than 1,000 views on this channel. Now, I am confident that in the future, we will be seeing numbers that well outperform the last video, but it's all thanks to you guys. I would greatly appreciate if you would like and subscribe to the video so that the YouTube algorithm knows to push this content to more viewers and grow this community together. As always, thank you. Let's talk about AMC stock. As you may know, this stock was an outperformer during the meme stock era back in 2020. And if you don't know what the company is or what it does, let's do a quick rundown. So, AMC engages in theatrical exhibition business through its subsidiaries. It operates to the US markets and international market segments. In the US segment, it is involved in owning, leasing, or operating theaters and screens in the US. International markets as well focuses on owning, leasing, or operating theaters and screens in the United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, etc., etc. So pretty much the company has been heavily criticized over the past couple of years. It has been heavily shorted by institutions. And this is the reasoning as to why I believe that there's a potential short squeeze on the stock. So let's get into the technicals and break it down even further. So as you can see here, the stock is obviously in a bearish trend, a lot of negative sentiment. We're below the 200 EMA, which is here, and we're also below the 50 EMA barely. So we're not seeing too much of a explosive move. So we're below these two important indicators, which shows that yes, there is some bearish sentiment and a negative trend. We even see that each time you have a spike up, we always reject at the 200 EMA because that's the longer term overall trend factor. So even here, we saw a overall rejection of the 200 EMA, which just shows how important the sellers have been on this stock, right? But if we look here at the overall year-to-date anchored VWAP, right? So I placed this anchored VWAP to signify whether the buyers or the sellers have been in control for the majority of the year ever since January 2nd of 2025. And as you can see here, the price action is currently below it, right? With the average participant entering the name at $3.13 here on this name. And this shows that on average, the short sellers are winning. And this means that the stock is having a very difficult time finding a bid. And what I would like to see on this name, though, is a break above this area of resistance here, above this 200, a final close. So it would be like a 300, a 359 break here on this name, which would allow it to sustain its momentum. Currently, we are seeing, some underlying strength in the name. And what I mean by this is that we're seeing, for example, this upward momentum, right? We're seeing higher high and a higher low. As well, if you look at the RSI, which is the overall strength, we are seeing here on the RSI, if I zoom this in a little bit, we are seeing that same upward momentum, which does show that there is underlying buyers that are hidden and are trying to, get this name to higher prices. So simply what I want is a close, a break. So it would be like something like this. So we'd probably see some type of price action that follows this, maybe some quick rejection of the 200, and then a final close, retest, and that would instantiate, right, the upside momentum with the 200 EMA slowly starting to, curl up and, finding this like that. That would be such an amazing outcome for the stock, where I see the stock going towards a price targets and short-term resistance of $4.07 here on this name, and the next area of resistance, which would be towards $5.57. And if there's even more potential on this name and more upside, I do see the stock going towards a level right here in the last area of resistance around $11.88, which does allow us for the stock overall to see a potential upside of 300% on this name, which would just be outstanding, right? So this is where I believe that the stock has potential to go. and especially after its earnings, right? So we've been seeing that the earnings, they have been beating, although they are losing money, right? Their EPS is negative, their revenue, they're still beating on that side, but they aren't really making a lot of money. But each time, they're kind of shortening that up. So the fundamentals aren't as great, but these short-term little tailwinds from the earnings reports can induce an overall short squeeze that institutions have to slowly cover, right? If I'm an institution and let's look at for example, the weekly chart, look at a longer term, and let's say that I am long ever since here, or ever since, let's say, the death cross, which is when the overall 50 MA crosses below the 200 MA, which would be exactly at this point. And so let's say I'm short AMC as an institution at $100, right? So obviously I am well in the money. But if this thing spikes up towards $11, then overall could be overall short squeeze, and that's not a good idea. So there's going to be double the buying, right? People that have been short start to cover, that triggers buying, and then people have been, seeing the intense rally start to buy because they don't want to miss out, and that's where we have FOMO. So I'd be really attentive at this name and the overall upcoming earnings to see if those are tailwinds to allow the stock to bid up even higher towards the level that I said that I have on the stock towards, $4, $5.57, and towards the area of resistance here of around $11.88 here on AMC. Now, if you would like more setups like this every single week, join our Patreon membership. For only $15 a month, you get access to the top 5 trading setups in the market, as well as TickerFlow AI, which is our own made proprietary AI trading system, which allows you to make better investment decisions and trading decisions with the power of AI. Apart from that, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and as always, don't let the markets whip you guys out. I'll see you guys on the next one.